Hi, I'm Tina Santoro, creator of the Yonan Bo Saga, an epic adventure series full of captivating characters and immersive storytelling set in a unique world. Today, we'll continue to take a closer look at the third book within the series, A Seers Past, where Yonan Bo has gone into a deep vision state, entering the place of the seers, known as the in-between. In this video, we'll explore the children of Laguna, the snake god of Abut, first son of Babette, a significant figure in the history described within the sources, remembered as a unifier and a leader known for his wisdom and lasting impact. Yanabo's visions allow him to witness pivotal moments in the very lives of these key figures. In the last video, we explored the events leading up to the time when Laguna reigned as leader. We discussed that his reinstatement of the daughter-wife ceremony, however, he perverted this tradition, using the children born from these unions for the sacrifices to his newly installed deity, the snake god of Abut. Under his rule, the snake god of Abut replaced all other gods. Laguna also took several main wives, as the daughter wives were primarily used for the birthing sacrifices. Despite people living in fear of him, Laguna's rule was peaceful in terms of internal altercations. Laguna had several main wives and one main son, Arkanu, from his main wife who perished while giving birth, which Laguna deemed as a fair trade with the snake god of Boot. Arkanu inherited leadership from his father after Laguna's death, ruling for 19 years. He kept the gods of his father initially, continuing the daughter-wife ceremony, where daughter-wives were used to birth the children for sacrifices. Arkanu had only one main wife, Kaphon. Their daughter, Luana, was born during a specially celestial event. Some people saw this event as a sign of good things to come, but others began to look at the gods of the past, Babette's spiritual gods, and grew to dislike and distrust Arkanu. Due to this growing discontent, Arkanu declared an end to the daughter-wife tradition and the sacrifices. However, the faithful groups who followed Babette's path slowly separated from the main group, going on their own ways either up to the north or to the south. These groups struggled to survive in the high mountains, but grew in numbers as more members left the main group. Subsequently, Kaphon gave birth to 17 younger daughters. Suna was the last born to Kaphon and Arkanu, making her Lianu's younger sister. Sadly, his wife Kaphon died while giving birth to their last daughter. Arkanu mysteriously died 1 year after his wife, while men resumed to fight and build structures or hunt, continuing the games to gain favor with the daughters, hoping to marry the next leader. Lianu is the daughter of Arkanu and the granddaughter of Laguna. Lineage and early prophecies. Born on the day of a celestial event, she is recognized as a powerful seer. The flood prophecy and migration to higher ground. Lianu's experience is a vision of water, so much water, foretelling a flood that would engulf the entire valley and cause many people to drown. Believing this vision, she advises her people not to proceed with their annual sight travel to the south. Instead, she urges them to relocate to higher ground, specifically the area above where the ancient stones lie, which she believes will be the only place safe. To gain the men's cooperation, Lianyu proposes a fair trade. Any man who demonstrates bravery and helps provide needed shelters for the group will have an opportunity to marry one of her sisters. The men agree and bow to her decision. Consolidating leadership and arranged marriages. Lianyu arranges marriages for her 17 younger sisters, choosing husbands for them based upon their perceived worthiness. She states that her younger sisters, under the age of 13, will only participate in the ceremony and will join their husbands later on when they reach the proper age. Of note, Suna, her younger sister, is chosen to be the spirit mate of Mandu. Luana attempts to make Abet, Mandu's father, her spirit mate, believing he is the best provider of the people. However, Abet declines, partly due to his own existing family, which he's kept a secret. Stick around for more on this. The Dry Time Prophecies and Sacrifices. Lianyu claims a second dream of the ancient prophecy, foretelling a dry time with a dwindling earth, dwindling plants and animals, leading to hunger, sickness, and death. She decides to select a number of people for the sacrifice to Father God Chaos to ensure survival of the rest of her people, believing this will lead to fewer mouths to feed. Her ritual involves her sisters throwing white crystal powers into the fires, creating purple and blue flames, while their husband priests add bundles of the sensei plant, which produce a thick, intoxicating smoke. This is described as having a bewitching ways that makes people mindlessly follow. Yonan Bo witnesses this horrific outcome, but you'll have to buy the book 3 in order to find out. Challenging her authority. Lianyu's leadership is thus defined by her strong, albeit sometimes misguided, reliance on her seer visions. Her attempts to ensure her people's survival and the drastic measures she implores that ultimately lead to her people's division and her own diminished standings. Abet is a significant figure in the historical narratives and visions experienced by Yonan Bo, particularly during the time of Lianyu's leadership. Recognized as an excellent and successful hunter, consistently bringing back large herds of the animals like the Dorcas, the Jamalas, which were essential for sustaining the people. He boldly challenges Lianyu's decision and prophecies, particularly her orders to move to higher ground due to the impending flood. He argues that the people are dying from lack of food and lays his deceased wife's body at Lianyu's feet as proof of her flawed judgment. Lianyu recognizes him as the best provider, possessing to take him as her spirit mate, aiming to unite their bloodlines. However, Abet firmly declines, stating he is not ready, still missing his late wife, and still needs time to continue his long hunting trips. This refusal is partly because of his own families in the south and the north that he's kept secret from Lianyu. Abet is a central figure among those who dislike and distrust Lianyu's leadership and her own adoption of the father god Chaos and the snake god of boot worship. He and his followers eventually separate from Lianyu's main group and are forced out of her encampment. Abet ultimately perishes in a great flood that engulfs trees and people. His son Mandu tries desperately to save him, but is unsuccessful. This tragic event leaves Mandu grief stricken, and is further fuels his animosity towards Lianu, whom he blames for the tragedy. Abet is portrayed as a strong, capable, principled individual whose resistance to Lianu's increasing extreme practices leads to a significant division within their community and ultimately his own demise. Abet's children: Mandu from his perished wife, Garnu of the south, and Kifu of the north. Mandu's rise to leadership is a complex series of events, significantly shaped by his controversial and increasingly extreme actions of Lianu, his own lineage, and his ability to rally dissension fractions of their community. Manu is the son of Abet and the grandson of Babet's first wives, placing him firmly within the true bloodline of Babet. His lineage becomes crucial later on, legitimizing his claim to be leader. As a young boy, Mandu learns secret stories about Babet's first son, Laguna, Lianu's grandfather, who was believed to have been taken by people from the other side of Big River, and whose true parentage was questioned. This knowledge fuels his challenge against Lianu. Mandu is chosen by Lianu to be the spirit mate of her younger sister, Suna, a decision made during the period when Lianu was arranging marriages for all of her sisters. Mandu and Suna eventually flee Lianu's encampment after Mandu openly challenges her rituals. They endure a difficult journey, nearly dying from the beast attacks. Upon their return to Abet's group, Mandu directly accuses Lianu of being possessed and bewitched by evil spirits. He claims her visions are a means of control and revenge. He directly contrasts his lineage with Lianu, stating that he is from the true bloodline of Babet, and questions her legitimacy as the Lugunu as the son of Babet. Mandu asserts his right to leadership, promising to reestablish the ways of Babet and Mother Goddess Peace, and the worship of the snake god of Boot, Father God Chaos. He offers the people a clear choice, remaining with the group and follow the ways of Babet, or depart with Lianu and follow her over the western mountain pass. The majority of the people chosen to stay with Mandu. This massive extinction is pivotal in the moment of his rise. Mandu demonstrates immediate leadership by commandeering the people to share supplies and those leaving with Lianu, and organizing efforts to salvage and redistribute resources from her abandoned camp. Lianu's enormous tent fortress is dismantled, and its materials are used to create new equal-sized tents for everyone in Mandu's group. Mandu consolidates power by reintroducing the daughter-wife tradition, declaring his brothers Kifu and Garnu as wise keepers, and appointing Talbu and Heron as head priests, after he officially becomes the new head ruler, bringing a period of peace and harmony and balance. He has one son from Suna, Ashta, and we'll find out more about him in the next video. We'll also check back with Lianu to find out where she fled to. Her ability to see visions, including the Yonan Bo warrior prophecy, was the reason for her initial banning from the valley below.